Alrighty. let's get to this. Hello, Apollo's World. Hello, Mr. Yeet. Hello, Josh. Hello, Davis P1, Player 1. Hello, Legendary Player. Hello, the Saiyan Alex. I am here now. Oh my gosh. Yo, Godslayer. Hello, Lewis. Hello. I am fantastic. How you guys doing today? Alright, let me just... Hello, Giorgio. How you doing? Good afternoon, Marvin. Kevin, hello. Alright, yes. Anyways, guys, we're now at it. Let me just do... Oh my god, dump Twitter. I see it. I see it. Okay. So, I'm not sure if I have anything in messages. This one I probably do. So, I'm gonna have to refresh this. I'm gonna have to also, like, look at the requests. I think... Oh, nope. Everything's already been put in the request. Okay, perfect. Then I have the extras. Let me just double check. I'm gonna move messages on Twitter on the other side because, you know, you get some trolls here and there. Yep. That's what I thought. Alrighty. Perfect. So, yeah. Just gonna move that over there. Awesome. So let's begin. Okay, so let's see. I'm watching this during school. Yeah, that makes sense, Jacob. Like I said, I'm fantastic. I'm fantastic, people. I am just great. Just finished with school. That's awesome, George. See, be more like George. No, I'm kidding. You do whatever you want, I guess. Let me see. I see. I see what's going on here. 1 second, guys. The green screen has dared to show my my back wall. How dare it? Actually, I don't really care, but at this point, I'm going to care, just because it's actually bugging me. What tier do y'all think Zenkai Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta is gonna be? Probably S tier. That's usually what it ends up being, or A tier. Nothing more. If it gets Z tier, I'm gonna be surprised. Anyways, let's begin, because I think it's time to begin and actually do things. So let's click on the first one. Get an idea of what we're looking at. Okay, let's do the first 3. Okay, so we got Team Bardock. So I can definitely tell that this team is more for the funsies than it is for the anything else. But the stars are actually pretty high for a team like this. Despite, you know, the red Bardock having like really low stars in comparison to the rest. See, Bryant knows. He knows that I'm an alcoholic, clearly. No, I'm kidding, guys, I'm not. But I could be. You never know. No. No, I'm too smitten by mineral water. I can't. That's as far as I go in terms of my nationality. I'm too smitten by mineral water. I shouldn't find this so funny, but I think I'm running on like 4 hours of sleep. So I'm feeling a little bit delirious. But anyways, let's get to this. Team Bardock. It's not necessarily the most actually. Okay, in fact, it's not even a meta relevant team. But let's look at it this way. You have a solid tank in terms of Zenkai 4 Bardock. You have a blast cover change unit in the form of Red Bardock. You have a death buffer in terms of Fasha, although I doubt Fasha is actually really showing up. Shugesh is actually good at controlling the battlefield and controlling the tempo and flow of the game. That's pretty good. Would I ever recommend this team for PvP? Maybe for the memes, but that's about it. From what I'm looking at, there's actually a focus, which I'm very pleased by. Like, there's actually a legitimate focus for the equips. We got the base, we got just Strike being buffed by Shugesh, and then we have Base Strike also being buffed. My only issue with this team is really its equips. The equips could be better improved on. The equips could be better farmed. But I'm gonna chalk this up to to pretty much most likely laziness when it comes to equips. Because that's the thing. A lot of players that most likely can play well or not, doesn't really matter whether you play well or not. You can get away with A-level equips. You shouldn't, because you're putting yourself at a disadvantage every single time, but I mean, the equips are not horrible. You could take the exact same equips, buff them up properly, except for like the Kaioken one. That one should get a gold slot or a red slot prior to actually working on. And then make it S tier at the very minimum for like the majority of these. And then you have like a solid team with solid equips, and that would be legit. Anyways, yeah, there you go. In regards to ratings, synergy wise, and give it about like Team Bardock is a very odd one because I mean, sure you have a Zenkai, but he does nothing for the rest of the team. It's the rest of the team that does everything for him. So I can't give this more than a 7, despite everything, just because it's Team Bardock specifically. For Team Power, it's gonna also have to be a 7. Like, you're really just relying on 2 units to, like, bail you out of everything. And then for composition is solid. I would honestly, just for composition alone, because there's nothing more you can do, it's a 10. Like, the rules for composition is very clear. It's just if you can put the ideal units on the team, and yeah, all the ideal units for Team Bardock are here. So team composition gets a 10 regardless of how bad the team actually is, just for the funsies of it, because this is definitely not your PvP based type of team. But anyways, there you go. So we're gonna move on next to Warriors. Anyways, let me just see what you guys have been saying. I'm grinding Chrono Crystals while watching this. Yo, sounds good. I don't know if I like showing it off and rating. I don't want nobody to start dissing me. Oh my god. I think he should remove Zenkai Bardock and put Zenkai, Red, and Namek Goku for buffing Red Arc. Would be better, I think. Super Saiyan Bardock is wasted, yes. But to be fair, I mean, for like just a Team Bardock composition, it is fine. It is fine. I honestly believe that that team is not necessarily a PvP-based team. And I think that that Super Saiyan Bardock Zenkai is really just there for, like, the defensive buffs. So, like, damage cut. Alright, let's take a look. So we got Zenkai 1 Cauliflower. We got 7-star Kefla. 14-star Zenkai 7. 21. 9-star Zenkai 7, Android 18. 6-star Mai, 2-star Videl Red. Okay. In terms of team synergy, I'll give it an A. I mean, an 8. I'm holding my reservations about giving it a 9 because I don't see the equips, and not being able to see the equips really changes things for me. Because I see S tier, sure, I see a Z plus, but something in my heart tells me that Z plus is one of those the free to play equips, and the S tiers, I don't know like how well they've synergized with the rest of the team. I don't know if you're trying to be strike oriented or blast oriented. There's like a lot of questions. So I'll leave it at an 8. For Team Power. Team Power, it has Android 18 in there, so it's automatically a 9. Like, I hate to say this, but Android 18 skews any Team Power possible, but just because she herself is so stupidly strong. Like, you can obviously lose with Android 18. She has no way of, like, defensive covers or defensive anything. She has a lot of health, and she can tank a bit, but, like, there's no form of actual defense in this team. Which means that this team lives and dies off of 18. That's not to say you can't win with the other units. It's just that she will quickly dispatch everyone else much faster than anyone else on the team. So you lose 18, you're doing an uphill battle versus if you lose, let's say, 21 or Kefla or Caulifla and you have 18 still on your team, you're like, all right, time to go to work, right? So as long as you can't get hit, 18 will be putting in the solid damage necessary. And then for team comp, is this the ideal team comp? No, it's not. And that says a lot because right now team comp is varied and it's very subjective. So one of the bigger problems that I find with female warriors right now is that they less and less have a need for health buffs because generally speaking, there's almost no need for defense at all. Like, you use Zenkais as your form of defense at this point. You can put defensive buffs on them, but unless you actually build them around that, then in that case, Kefla is not even the correct unit to be using. You'd want to use 21 at that point. Android 21 good. If you're looking for any form of defense, period. Yeah, because that's one of the bigger things. You don't have 21 good here, and she gives you double the defense that you otherwise do not have. Not to say Kefla is bad. You can run Kefla and 21 on the same team. And then EX Videl, I don't see her ever really coming in. She's got to at least be 3 stars before she actually, like, shows up and says, all right, I can put in some work. Because the problem with EX Videl is that she literally does not tank. Having her at 3 stars and having played her and tried her out, I can definitely tell you that a 3-star EX Videl is not fun. So, yeah. But overall, it's not a bad team. Like, I think the scores are fair. I think everything else is fair. It's just a matter of there are some units that I would switch out personally, and that's just about it. And then not being able to see the equips, I don't know. It's fine. Anyways, I'm gonna move on now. And nice team, regardless. It's a good team. All right, let's see. We got Reach. Oh my god. Please don't send 20 teams. 3 teams is the max. Yeah, thank you, UV. Let's see. All right, let's take a look at this. So for this, I'm not going to rate it. I'm only going to look at equips because the person that asked me wanted me to just look at equips. So this one's going to be a little bit faster. So let's take a look. We got this. Yeah, it's fine. That's fine. That's fine, I guess. It's not bad. It's better. Like, they're saying they want to see if it's better than the last time. Once again, probably have to remove this one because it's movie-based. And you're lacking movies for this movie base to really matter too much. So this should be removed. This is much better. It's Awakened. That's already a nice touch. All right. Okay. Nice with the red slot at the beginning. Nicely done. Okay. And then for this one, awaken it. And find a better equip. Like, I don't know. Any equip that fits on this person that is S tier outside of this silver equip is just not doing him super solidly. I would remove that. But otherwise, I have less to say about the equips. They're much better this time. Good job. And then let's take a look at here. All right. Potato quality cameras. I love it. Let's see. We got... Okay. I'm willing to forgive this, except I also want to just mention that, okay, this looks very mixed in terms of strike and blast. So this might not super work out for him because he's blast oriented, and yet this is doing primarily strike and criticals. So yeah, this same thing. So we're looking at the situation that he definitely seems to want to synergize more with this dude and this dude and this dude over him and him, which is interesting. But I do appreciate that the equips are more or less very focused. Even though there are some blast equips, this team really looks like it wants to generally apply strike damage, which means that this surprisingly makes sense, despite him wanting blast, him wanting blast, him wanting blast, and him more than easily getting away with blast. So if they had switched up their team comp in terms of like equips, they could easily go very blast focus with just 4 units alone. Which I don't know. I personally feel like might be actually better. But having it strike based is not necessarily a bad thing. It just means that there's maybe an over reliance on this unit more so than this unit, which is fine. And if they're bringing this unit over this unit, then in that case, they're kind of hindering themselves a little. So yeah. Just because of how the equips have been all set up, more so than anything else. This is still the better unit. So, it's just the team comp kind of hurts this unit a lot. The only time that this unit actually starts to see, like, any productive play is once he transforms. But you want your units, even prior to transformation, to be useful. And that's the problem. He's so not useful with these equips and with the team comp before he transforms. So, that just makes him more so, like, cannon fodder than anything else. So, yeah. Anyways, there's that. Much better than last time. So, yes, much better. Okay, we're gonna open the next ones. Alright, how many teams here? 2 teams. Good. Good. I can work with that. Then we're gonna do... Oh, whoa. That's more than... Okay, I'm gonna only do the first 2 teams. No. We're gonna only do 2 teams because that's too many teams. I need to make sure that I can get through everyone, including people in Twitter and in Instagram. So we're gonna limit yourself to like 2 teams or 3 max. And even at 3, I might just discard the third one. So make sure that you post the very first 2 teams you care about most. Because if I go through them all, God, I can be here for hours. I can go through a PhD thesis statement if I wanted to about equips and units and why you need to have it certain ways and blah, blah, blah. All right, let's take a look at this. This is androids. Is Emily here? Not right now. She'll be here in a moment. She's right now getting food. Yuvi's like, I need Nightbot reactivated. Ah, fair enough. Yo, Nudie Pie, how you doing? Nashwin? Yes, exactly. Sounds good, Nudie Pie? Alright, let's take a look. We've got this lovely equip right here. Good job. Alright. Okay. It'd be nice if they farmed a red slot over here. But even so, this is kind of like lost on her because this also buffs ultimate damage, and she does not have an ultimate skill to save her life. Like, I question the full utility of this equip on her specifically. I really do. So that's like one of my bigger grievances with this equip. You really want to maximize what you're buffing. Because this equip purposely splits the special and ult, so that way it doesn't overpower itself as an equip. But because of that, you're giving her then less of a special buffer than she would have before or after you remove this equip for another one. On top of that, you could just sub in another Android 18 equip, let her do more damage against reds, and have your entire team be like, you have a red unit, let me kill it. So there are options that you could easily do over this equip. The equip is not bad, but it would be better served on a unit that has an ult as well, and a very strong blue card. So yo, Emily, UV wants Nightbot. It's not working. It's not activating. Ah. All right, let's move on to 21. All right, so we got defense. Then we have for regen. Okay. I question the validity of this for only one reason. She gets to see play, and she's not regen. This would make total sense if this entire team was this, plus this yellow was like DKP. In fact, now that I'm looking at these equips, if you were playing regen with DKP, and then you, let's say, put Majin Buu at the very last slot instead of this one, you could have a solid, like, actually really solid, regen team. Yeah. It's funny. It's funny like that, but it's true. Holy shit. I'm looking at it, I'm just like, yeah, you could... In fact, actually, the majority would want this equip after that, just because of, like, how good it can be if properly buffed if you properly buffing your blast. Although she is, like, more balanced, but she can be buffed in one category over another. But I think she's got actually more base strike than blast, if I'm not mistaken. So, it really doesn't matter, though. She's really good overall. So, yeah, personally speaking, okay, let's go over Synergy. Synergy, it's an 8. It's solid. It has everything it wants to be. It just has a couple of minor problems that need to be switched out, but after you switch out those problems, it's not super, super bad. And a little bit of stuff that could be awakened prior, so... like this one, for example. And then, for team power, it's solid. It's at least a very minimum of 9. And then as for team comp... it's androids, right? Team comp, I would honestly give it a 10. It's solid. It has everything it wants to be. It has a very blast-oriented power-up, while also having blast defense. And then on top of that, 18 just doesn't freaking care. So, yeah, no, it makes sense. Perfect. Good job. All right, let's take a look at future. Let me read what is being said here. Just note the empty spaces are empty because I need substitutes for the spaces. And if you have time, who should I limit break other than Rage Trunks? Because I'm aiming for LF Gohan or third Annie banner. Okay. So, because I need substitutes for the spaces. And if you have time, who should I limit break? So, I'm going to cover the limit break other than Rage Trunks. Cool. Good to know. This is why reading is very important. Let's take a look. All right. He's 5 stars. Get him to 6. So limit break him. Ooh, he's 5 stars. Get him to 6. Limit break him. Ooh, he's 4 stars. Get him to 6. Limit break him. All right, so here's the deal. In terms of, like, the order of which way you want to limit break, I would limit break this cell first, followed by this Goku Black. Normally, I would say Goku Black should be your primary target, but because of how weak Cell can be prior to transformation, make sure that he is getting himself the 6, and then after that, you can stop focusing on him and start working on the other 2. And at that point, work on Goku Black because he's much closer than the Vegeta. Then get the Vegeta the 6, and then you'd have a much more solid team. And then as for the Mai, don't worry about her. You will get to pull her more and more as you do Master Packs 2 and 3. Or maybe just 3. I can't remember which one she's only a part of. Or maybe fully a part of. I can't remember. Point is, you will pull her through the free-to-play tickets, so don't worry about her. And then, yeah, I totally get why you want to replace Rage Trunks. I get it. I 100% get it. Alright, perfect. And then I'm not going to look at the equips, although I'm going to say this equip sucks on him because of your team. Your team and this equip don't make sense. Specifically, this one. Yeah. You could also awaken that. Alright, moving on to the next one. Alright, let's take a look at this. We've got... Okay, I see what this is trying to... Wait, do I see what's trying... Wait, what is this? Is it Saiyans? Hello, Carl. How you doing? Let's see. Mr. Yeet asks, if you awaken and equip, does it awaken all of them or just one? Just the first slot. And then you have to upgrade the other slots yourself. And then as for rating teams, Dr. Suprio, you gotta send it through social media or through Discord, because I really don't want to be reading off of random text. Super Saiyan. Super Saiyan. Super Saiyan. Super Saiyan. Super Saiyan. Does become Super Saiyan. Super Saiyajin! Godo Blue Super Saiyajin! Wait, reading is hard. It says SSJ right there. I guess what threw me off was that there is a blue Goku amongst a whole bunch of Super Saiyans, and I was trying to figure out who is sus. And I've confirmed it. Blue is sus. All right, let's take a look at the equips. Let's look at the synergy. Let's look at everything else. All right. So this is supposed to be a Super Saiyan team. I'm already seeing, like, the triple foundation for a movies team, and it's hilarious. But anyways, let's see. Good equip. Yes. Not good equip. Not yes. This would be a good equip if you had Bardock, but this ain't Bardock. This is, Goku. So, like, you could keep this equip, for example, if you had Bardock up here. But if you don't have Bardock up here with his Zenkai, this is no good. This is no good right here. This is good, but that means you can't ever bring him in, ever. Like, he's not allowed to show up, ever, in any of your fights. Ever, ever, ever. So, you could potentially just drop him for any Saiyan buffer, so anything that can buff Saiyans. That would greatly help you over having a yellow. You don't need a yellow. In fact, actually, Super Saiyans, generally speaking, don't have yellows unless they are playing the new Borley, or if they are kind of mixing a little bit of Saiyans only and put in the Angel Vegeta. And then, is there anyone else? You could also put the new Goku. Who else? If you feel extra spicy, you could put in the Goku Youth Zenkai 7, but I usually only recommend that either on Saiyans or Sunfam, and usually only on Sunfam. In fact, actually, I generally don't recommend it on Saiyans, because there's, like, literally no buff, no synergy, no anything. It's just pure, unadulterated, why are you doing this sort of thing. So, you know, there we go. Need to finish that. Continue. Yeah. Okay. Equips-wise, I'm not even going to look at these equips, because this unit doesn't have to be there. Let's see. These gold slots, I wish they were on slot 1. It pains me when I see this. I'm like, I get they have a gold slot, but they're not even S. They're A. Of all things, they're A. And I see that work that you're putting into some of these, and I'm like, show me the work all over. Just show me the work all over. All right, but let's take a look. In terms of team synergy, synergy-wise, we have 1, 2, 3, but not a Zenkai. That's a problem. Problemo. And then we got the Super Saiyajin right here, who buffs Saiyan specifically. So, in terms of team synergy, I'm going to give this like a 5. It has the synergy necessary. But right now, there's just some optimal units. This is fine. You can leave this for now, because you probably don't have Bardock. That's probably why you don't have him there. And then this unit just needs to go. Find another Saiyan buffer. Just increase that ability bonus relevantly, please. And then afterwards for Team Bauer. All right. Is he powerful? Yes. Is he powerful? Yes. Is he powerful? Actually, yes. Is he powerful? Yes. No, no. Okay, so since we have double no, because unfortunately this Gogeta needs to be 7 stars, and then Zenkai at least 1 to at least do something. We have, I would say, a team power of 7. If you just use 1, 2, 3, 4 only every single time, you can get away with this. You actually can, which I find is hilarious. So yeah, nicely done on that. And then for team composition, because you want Super Saiyans, you have 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 units that are there. Bardock is missing, which is literally the pivot of the entire team. He's the crutch. He's the thing that makes everyone go burr. And he's not present. He's not presente in this team, which, you know, it's fine. So I personally feel that the lack of Bardock could really hurt this team. Like, the team itself is not bad. It's like, you can get away with this. You can. There's no way that you can tell me you can't. You can get away with heroes. You can get top 10k with heroes, mind you, okay? So, you can technically get away with whatever, but I'm looking for, like, optimization here, people. So, yeah. Overall, this is, like, I think for team composition, I have to give it about, like, a 6. It's all there, kind of. It's just that Super Saiyan Bardock is such an important unit, and it's what actually breaks the Purple Broly. Like, Purple Broly on his own is okay. He's pretty good. He's balanced. But you give him a crit buff, and he just melts units. He actually can melt them if a crit goes off. And I think that's what makes Purple Broly so relevant and so useful in Super Saiyan specifically, and is why he's picked over Super Saiyan 3 Goku in the team, despite Super Saiyan 3 Goku, like, base stat, base kits-wise, is most likely better than the Broly. Because Bardock just pushes Super Saiyans over the edge, and that's exactly what Broly needs. And that's why I like how they balanced pure Broly with his Zenkai, because it just didn't break him, but Bardock can basically facilitate that breaking. So, overall, not a bad team. Just, it definitely needs some work, and that's okay. All right, movies. Let's take a look. Yes. 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 In fact, yes, I'm okay with this. This purple being here is fine. It's not super relevant considering you have this one, but I mean, like, whatever. And then, in fact, yes, the only problem with this one is that it's 2 stars and not Zenkai. If this guy was a Zenkai, this would be great, actually. And if this guy was a Zenkai, this is literally the foundations for a solid movie team. I find that this is hilarious, that this literally could become the best team I've seen this person have, except for the fact that this Vegeta is unfortunately 2 stars. Like, that should be 7 stars, unfortunately. Like, Mr. Yeet, you're doing a good job. Hello, Diogo. Hello, how you doing? All right, so yeah. Okay, in terms of overall, like, buffs, like, equip-wise, get rid of this darn equip. I can't even stress enough. This has to go. Stop giving it to units without any crit rate buffs. Okay, here's the deal, people. If your name is not Cell, specifically Cell, or if you don't have Bardock on your team, please, for the love of effing everything, stop putting this equip right here, or anywhere, in fact. Why can Cell get away with this? Because when transforming Cell uses his darn blue card, it crits like a mofo. So when you have a crit increase of base crit, plus a blue special, he just annihilates the opposition. He doesn't give them a love tap. He goes, yeet, ka-chow, you're dead. It's why I accept it on Cell. And then if you're going to put this on this guy, where's Bardock? So get rid of this equip, please. All right. This is a great one. This one, you're going to have to awaken. In fact, actually, I would recommend, considering that you have this, get more of this. This is relevant all of a sudden. This makes sense. If you want to make this strike focused, you definitely can. If you want to make this blast focused, you definitely can. But based upon what I'm seeing right here, you look like you are trying to do something strike focused. And then for this one, you look like you're just trying to ruin his synergy with the rest. Remove this equip. Remove this equip. In fact, actually probably remove this equip. Find some more strike-based equips. And if you want, you can give him some defense. Okay. Because it looks like you want to be strike-oriented. And the fun fact is, this dude can be strike-oriented because he only really needs to be cover-changing for you and blue carding, realistically. This guy should be strike-oriented. This guy can totally be strike-oriented despite having more blast stats because the rest of your team wants to be strike-oriented, and you should play into that. Also, awaken this equip. This equip is bad until you awaken it, so just do that, please. Thank you. But overall, it's not a bad team. It's a good start. You actually probably have your best team being movies. You just need to actually get certain characters to Zenkai for it to be officially true. So, yeah, there you go. But you can definitely get away with this, 100%. So, not bad. For team synergy, I'm going to give it about like a 6. It's getting there. It's better than the last team. For power, I would say it's also a 6. It's not there yet. It can get there, but it's struggling because of the units that are holding it back. And then for composition-wise, it's pretty much all there. I would give this like a 9 for comp. Team comp, it's at a 9. I guess you could just change out this one for another maybe more relevant buffer, but otherwise this is like a solid team for team comp. Just not properly Zenkai'd in places and not properly starred. So yeah, there you go. All right, opening that up. Thank you. Opening that up. Yep. Yep. Okay. All right, let's take a look at fusions. Ability bonus doesn't matter, asked Carlos Arca. Ability bonus does matter, but ability bonus only matters if you're getting the proper global synergy and the proper equip synergy. Because the problem with ability bonus is that you can inflate it. You can inflate ability bonus. And when you inflate ability bonus, you make it more irrelevant than it has to be. Because your ability bonus comparing to your opponent's ability bonus is how we start calculating how much damage your opponent takes versus how much damage you're going to take versus how much, overall, what is your attack stat to their defense stats. That's how they calculate that. But when you use equips to better buff the team, what you're actually doing is doing a false ability bonus. So it's going to actually start to underplay. So if we were to actually do a calculation using that stupid complex calculator, you'd actually find yourself taking more damage than if you had just put proper equips on your team. And that's because the calc will still calculate it as you're supposed to take less damage, but because you're not putting the correct equipments and because the actual the formula cannot take into account that you're just improperly placing equipments, it's just not going to function properly, which is why when you're doing these calculations, whenever you're doing ability bonus, it's better to not overinflate and better to look for the best possible equips for your team. Anyways, with that being said, let's do this. Focus is on YouTube right now. All right, let's take a look. So we have, okay. Very good equip. Good job. Yeah, makes sense. I get it. And then this one actually, let's see. You look very strike-oriented. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this looks very strike-oriented. So I would actually awaken this. But actually, would I? Because if you awaken... No, maybe I wouldn't awaken. But it just begs the question if this should be here. That's all. No, I wouldn't awaken. Personally, I would figure out if you could find a better equip. Overall, it's not bad, though. Like, you could get away with it. It starts to, like, throw a little bit of focus off of, everything from what I'm seeing. Alright, let's take a look at Kefla. We have this one. Yep, yep, yep. And, okay, okay. Not bad. I believe this was ranged. Can't remember if the last slot was for ranged. If it was, that again it begs a little bit of questions. Whereas Vegito Blue doesn't really matter. So, yeah. So for him specifically, it doesn't really matter just because a nice equip, by the way. For him, it doesn't really matter because he just increases whatever stats he needs depending on his opponent. So this is not so bad. And then I can see almost no work went into this one, which I don't blame you. He's not very good anymore. I mean, he's solid. He can still do things, but he's aged a lot. And as for these equips, fine. I feel like no work has been put into these two last equips at all. Like, you just kind of like, you're like, I need equips. Slap this one on, which, to be fair, this one's actually pretty good. And then slap this one on, which at this point, I'm not even going to repeat myself. Get rid of it. Just please, just do that for me. Hello, Daniel. How you doing? So, yeah, overall, like, I feel like, solid team. Let's take a look at synergy. Synergy-wise, I will give it an 8. It has the synergy. Actually, no. No, I'm giving it a 7. No, I don't think it deserves an 8. Despite the good equips, there are also really bad equips, and I have to tank some points for that. For team power, yeah, it can get its 8. 8 there. Fusions, low stars, doesn't matter. They do well. And then team composition, so I would, let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, okay. Who are we missing for Fugans? I'm seeing this guy, and I can't even remember who the last person could be. Let me look at my Fugans. Wow. I can't remember the Fugans. The necessary Fugans for a team. That's insane. All right. All right. So let's take a look at just a Fugan team. I want to see what other options there are, because I do agree that Red Vegito doesn't need to be there anymore. I 100% agree with that. Just what teams can be put on there is the question. Yes! You know what could be here that I completely forgot about? Red Gogeta! Where is Zenkai 7 Red Gogeta? This is a Fugan's team with no Red Gogeta. I can't believe I completely forgot about that. Thank you, Emily. Thank you, Emily. So yeah, for team comp, I have to give it an 8. This could be replaced with just Red Gogeta. So yeah, I completely forgot that existed. Goes to show how little I play Fugans. All right, but it's at least we got that. So yeah, there you go. Not a bad team overall though. All right, let's take a look. True Gods. True Gods. They're true. I'm going to assume I need to ignore that this is not level 5,000. I'm just going to ignore that fact. All right, so I'm seeing Shallot with a B equip. Roar. I have things to say to you. Don't be lazy. Get a new equip. Make it A at the very minimum. Awaken this darn equip. I don't care. Just awaken it. Do me that favor. These are fine. Makes sense, because if you are running Shallot all the time with these units, then these units actually can benefit off of it, so good job. Stop giving me B equips. Fix up your B equips. This is not good. Any B equips I see, I'm going to be very angry by. So Angie, Angie. No. Absolutely not. I'm free to play, so I didn't get Gogeta 7, Zenkai 7. I'm free to play too, so I still got a lot of units to Zenkai 7. Uh, I don't see the point, Dave. You gotta understand, it's all about managing your CC. It really is all about managing your CC. You have to understand that Zenkais are the future, my boy, and you have to play along if you want to survive in PvP. If you don't care for PvP too much, then I get why you didn't do Zenkais. But you got to understand that if you are interested in PvP in any shape, way, or form, Zenkais are unfortunately a must until they push Ultras enough that they can kind of phase out or at least balance out Zenkais entirely. And that's going to be hard just because Android 18 exists. Specifically her. And also Gohan. But not so much Gohan. Mainly 18. 18 is actually... Yeah, exactly. So, like, that's the thing. Like, because I'll be honest with you guys. I do have one account that I do pay sometimes to play, right? But I also have another account, which Emily has the phone right now because it is her phone, where it's an entirely free-to-play account, and I have two teams that are, like, almost fully maxed out. Stars and Zenkai and everything. Mainly, they're working on the stars. The Zenkais are done. It just means you skip a lot of banners, right? So you got to understand that it depends on how you're playing this. If you are playing this for fun, mainly, and less for PvP, then I totally get you skipping Zenkais and not caring. But the moment you tell me that you want to get better at this game, but you're also telling me that you're struggling with PvP because you're free to play and you don't have Zenkais, I'm going to tell you, why didn't you focus on Zenkais then? Right? You got to understand that. Monica, to show me your team, Nightbot puts eventually sometimes submit your team on Twitter or on my Insta or on my Discord. So if you join my Discord, Twitter, or Insta and then message me or just send it in the Rate My Team section of Discord, I will be able to see your team and I will rate it for you. Daniel Daniel M says, with the 2x RP and the amount of bots you encounter, it's kind of hard not to get rank 50. It's true. Actually, in fact, you should be able to get rank 50 because of the amount of A, bots, and then B, the amount of, well, RP you get for each win versus how much RP you lose. You don't lose a lot of RP, whereas you win a ton. So, you know. Wait, this is not yours? Really? Oh my god, you're right. This is Aiden's. Aiden! Okay, wait. Because it says True Gods, and I'm like, this is a Roar title. But no, it's Aiden. Okay, Aiden. Never mind. Good equips overall. Just remove the bees. Awaken this. Get her to 5,000. I hope she's always being paired with this Vegeta. Solid unit. Wait, but why all the defense on this boy? Whatever. And then, yeah, get rid of this equip and make it better. Okay, but overall, let's look at the ability bonus. Ability bonus and why this is not working too well is because even though it's God Key, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, buff God Key. Actually, do they at 2 stars? He does. I don't remember if he does. I hope he does. He definitely does. I can't remember if she buffs God Key first or if she buffs Rivals first. But that ability bonus says a lot. I'm gonna give it like a 5 in terms of team synergy. There's a lot to be desired here. That ability bonus needs to go up. I think partially this is due to the fact that Shallot is here. And Shallot himself, although solid at 7 stars, once he transforms, the equips also hold him back a little. And on top of that, there are better ways to play this team, like getting a yellow. Like a Champa, maybe. You know, just saying. All right, and then let's take a look. All right, Nightbot sent my Discord, Monica. Thank you, Exotic Kyber. Thank you. All right, so then, yeah. He buffs no one right now, except for... Actually, I don't even think that she's part of Universe Survival. Maybe she is. I don't remember. I have to double check, because there's a lot of things to remember when it comes to this. So let me just actually go and filter, and let me grab them right now. Because at this point, I might as well just to take a look. All right, Vados. Let me just take a look at her overall tag. Universe Survival Saga. Yep, so she does get buffed by UI. Okay. But he doesn't. He doesn't. He doesn't. He doesn't. So we got two pretty much buffing themselves. Cool. And it looks like she buffs God Key first, then Rivals. But I could be wrong. Could be the other way. Do I show in general? Monica, so what you want to do is you want to find Rate My Team. So if I go to, here's my Discord server. So if we go to, so here's information. So actually, let me just pull this over here. Okay. So here's information right here. So here's general, like you probably have. I want you to go under stream and go to Rate My Team and just post it right there. That's all. All right. So for team power, let's see. We have team power. I can give it a 6. It definitely can do something, but it struggles because of the ability bonus really holding it back in this particular situation. And then for team comp, for God Key, yes. Sure, yes. Sure, that's okay. Personally speaking, though, I would put, like, a Champa on this team. Like, I'm looking at this team, and I'm saying, this could use a Champa. This could just, like, this would hardcore love a Champa. In fact, Shallot kind of messes with things, because by making it very, like, Shallot-oriented, it begs the question, do you even need this purple right here? So at that point, because you have UI, you could just put Champa, switch it up, make it more blast-oriented, and you have a way better God Key team, just by switching one unit. So for team composition, if you literally just switch for Champa, I can boost this like by 3 more points. So as a result, I'm giving the team comp a 5 because of how much of a mess it is, because Shallot is not being appropriately used because there is no access to blast anywhere. When this team very much wants to be blast-focused, and Shallot can be blast-focused too. So yeah, Champa would really help that team right there. So yeah, this Vegeta's got to go. All right, let's take a look at the next one. Coffee 2 and 1. All right, here we go. So this is Regen. Okay. I need permission to talk. Monica, you got to go to the rules. So here we go. All right, let's go through a rundown. So go to rules. You click yes to the server. You click react if you agree with the server rules, specifically the thumbs up. Then I think there's like a 10-minute cooldown. Once the 10-minute cooldown is done, then after that, you have access to pretty much everything except for the gaming channel. So you'd want to go to start here if you're going for gamings, if you want a gaming channel specifically. And then from there, you would just need to click on, I believe it is number 5. Yeah. Number 5 is 182. That one is DBL, if you want a DBL specifically. But otherwise, you just need to wait like 5 to 10 minutes. It will then let you talk in Rate My Team, and then you'll be able to put Rate My Team stuff in. Okay. Okay, let's go back to this. And then as for Justin Otaku, what did you ask specifically? Because I didn't see. If you just joined Discord, it's gonna like time you out for a little bit because it's doing that to double check that you're not a bot. That's why. Okay, we're gonna go back to Rate My Team. Okay. All right, so this is Regen. It looks like it's a makeshift Regen team. So we got Cell, solid. Piccolo, unfortunately 2 stars, but, you know, fair. DKP at 3 stars, nice. Zenkai 6, Boo, awesome. And then I guess this is the blue for the team. I really wish this was at least Android 21, Zenkai 7, but I guess we'll have to make do with this. It looks very blast-oriented, which is why I'm wondering why there's so much, like, diversity in terms of what the equips are. This is fine. Yep, yep, yep. Okay. Okay. This one is an ability buffer and only functions if he exists. And it makes me wonder why he has this equip and not DKP. Because I feel like DKP could actually benefit from this equip much better than him, unless you barely bring him in. Because if you barely bring him in, then in that case, DKP should not have that equip, because that really only primarily works effectively if you have a yellow on the team. There's a lot of changes I would actually make to this team, but I'm assuming this is based on what it is. So for team synergy, I could give this a 7. It has the synergy. It is there. I can't debunk any more points off of this team beyond it is a 7. The equips could easily be S tier, but I will give I'll give Roar the fact that this is at least A or above, so good job. In terms of team power, it has some power. Like, there's actually some firepower behind this. You have this one that can do lots of damage. Get him to 6, though. This one, 3-star, yeah, good job. It's a solid damage. He at Zenkai 6 is solid in terms of damage, so nice. And then he at Zenkai 7, he can do actually good damage, too. Just, he's average in comparison to the rest. And then this Yellow Piccolo, he can do damage. Like, I'm not saying he can't, but Zenkais really help him a lot. Like, he really struggles in comparison to his Zenkai counterpart version of himself. So, yeah. But otherwise, team power, I can give it an 8. And then for team composition, this is where I'm going to deduct points. So this could be either I love Kid Buu, but more likely or not, my God. More likely or not, we have 21 good. Okay, fine. I would get this as Zenkai 7, but otherwise, I know you're working on it, so you'll get there. DKP is solid. Great unit there. Either him as Zenkai or DKP, the yellow one, and make him a Zenkai. Like, that would be great, even Zenkai 1. Cell is fantastic here, and then Nail as a bench buffer is totally acceptable. Most people don't run Nail anymore as their bench buffers, but you can. It is acceptable. So for team comp, realistically, I can give you, like, a 7. It's a solid regen team, but it does lack in some areas. So, yeah. All right, let's take a look at God Key. I don't know a team. All right, sounds good. Let's take a look. God Key Zenkai 6, Vado 7, 7, 8, 4, 10. Got it. Ability bonus. Let's take a look at the equips real quick. All right, so it looks like it's very blast focused, which I do appreciate. This equip itself is not great, but fine. This is fine, I guess, because you want the defense. Solid. Okay, okay, okay. Although I bet it begs the question how much defense you're actually getting. I can see that you're really focusing on defense. Got it, got it, got it, got it, got it, got it. This looks like it's a God Key team. Yep. All right, so in terms of synergy, I would give this a 9. It has solid synergy. In terms of power, I would give this a 9. It has the power backing it. And then as for team composition, I would give this a 9. Vegeta Blue kind of fails to make sense in this team particularly, but otherwise is a solid unit, so you can get away with it. Good job. All right, Rival Universe. Let's take a look. All right, 5 stars, 6 stars, 4 stars, 4 stars, 6 stars, 8 stars, but not. All right, not Zenkai. All right, let's take a look at this. We have flat equip here for strike. Okay, interesting. Blast based with okay. Cauliflower makes no sense without the Zenkai, so I'm assuming that's a goal. And then Champa makes sense to yeah, okay. All right, so let's take a look. So in terms of team synergy, we're gonna give it about a equip wise. It would be nice if a lot of those were S. It would also be nice if this equip had the gold slot of the very first one, the very first section. That would have been nice. Give it a 7 for team synergy. There's a lot to be desired. Like, there's a lot that you could do with your equips to make it better. You could easily push this over 2,000. Easily. There's no reason why it shouldn't be over 2,000. And then also, if you just have most of your units at 6 stars, you will easily push this over 2,000. Plus that Zenkai with Cauliflower even Zenkai 1 would just be enough. In terms of team power, it's there. It has power. It's an 8. And then in terms of team composition, comp-wise, I could easily give this an 8 or a 9 as well. Like, the Rival Universe is very flexible. You can either use Bergamo over Dispo, you can use Dispo over Bergamo. Topo is mandatory as your blue, so that makes sense. You have Vados and Jiren, which covers your green, necessariness for the green. Champa as your yellow is just a fantastic pick, and then you can either do Cauliflower or Hit, so it doesn't really matter there. So yeah, I can easily give this an 8 or a 9. I'm going to give it an 8, though, for comp, just because there's no Zenkai. Alright, let's move on. Alright. Yeah, I know, Roar. Okay. Okay. Let me just move this a little bit over here, so you guys can see it. No, this is just a sore throat. I don't have COVID. Thank God I don't have COVID. It is pretty far to the right. Sorry about that, guys. Oh my God. I'm getting clipped for that cough. Oof. Fusion whip. All right. All right, I'm going to say one thing really quickly before we move on. If you're running fusions, don't run him. Preferably don't run him. Get him to Zenkai. Don't run him. Don't run him. I would say maybe stay away from fusions. All right, Regen team, let's take a look. Fair enough, but I still beg the question about the choices. Choice? Question mark. Where's the Zenkai? Fine. No. 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 I see there could have been a theme. If you really wanted to, you could have done all Majin Buu. That would have been fun. But for a PvP team, I don't recommend this. I can't even rate this. I would say more so this is a team that you would play for fun. You feel like you're playing story, or you're playing just try to surpass me, or USTR. This is a fantastic team. This is exactly what you want to see when you're playing PvP. I'm not saying you can't win with this. I'm just saying, why would you want to? I would rather bring in a team full of heroes with equips over this. Not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to say that that's legitimately what I would do, considering I have brought in heroes to ranked and won with heroes in ranked. So yeah, I would prefer heroes over this in this particular scenario. So yeah, here we are. Overall, it looks like a fun team. So in terms of like sex appeal, I would give this an 8. In terms of complete chadness, I'd give this at least a 9. And then in terms of pink turds, I would give it 4 out of 6. So there you go. Pink turd, it's 4 out of 6. This is, I think, a solid. This is solid. Okay, yeah, it's solid for what it is. Future sad face. Why a sad face? You're running future. That's not a sad face. That's a happy face. Okay, let's take a look at future. Justin Otaku, what are you asking? You gotta ask me the question. Gotta ask me the question, though. Alright, here we go. I love Gohan, nice. Rose, okay. Cell, nice. Vegito Blue, fair. Goku Black, fantastique. And then purple, Vegets, love it. Alright, let's take a look at what we are dealing with here. For that regen beating, okay. Okay. I like these equips. They look beautiful. They look sexy. Nice. I hope you're always running a Vegets if you're running specific characters. Like this dude really is a crutch, isn't he? All right. Nice-u. All right, let's talk about it. So the equips are a little bit all over the place, just because there seems to be a kind of a mix between whether you want to go blast or strike. You should really focus on one set and stick with it, at least with the specific unit, because you can still do mix-ups while not having to buff irrelevant stats. I gotta say, instead of trying to balancing everything out, it's better to work on what you're good at and not really focus on what you're bad at, because when you try to patch up everything, you become good at nothing. And that's something that a lot of players don't seem to understand when it comes to gaming in general, or card games, or anything card game related. Never try to patch up your bad matchups unless the entire meta is your bad matchup. Does that make sense? So, for example, if you know that you suck against Regen, and you know that Regen sucks against Blast-based stats, and you know that the only team you ever face is Regen, then actually working on your weakness, for example, would make sense. Now, I'm not saying they're weak against Blast. I'm making an example here. But if the majority of the meta is, let's say, Saiyans, and then you decide, I'm going to work on Blast because I suck against Regen, but now you're fighting a whole bunch of Saiyans, you've literally just shot yourself in the foot. That's what I'm trying to say. So focus your equips on one particular stat. Help them out here. This looks like it wants to be... I don't even know what it wants to be because there's too many things going on. And also, this equip sucks. Why are you running it? Stop running it. It does not help buff him. You're wasting him. Okay. So for synergy, I'm going to give it a 6, maybe a 5 even, because I see this equip and I hate it. Like, the team itself is great. For power-wise, it is a solid powerhouse of a team. I could give it an 8. I can actually give it an 8. You're just killing it in terms of its synergy, which does decrease the power. And honestly, if I were to give power to this team, I'd give it actually realistically a 7, but I'm trying to be nice here. And then in terms of, like, composition-wise, though, composition is almost fully there. I could easily give this a 9 in terms of composition. It's just the equips that really need to be properly fixed. That's it. That's really it. There's so much going for this team, and then I see the equipment choice, and I'm like, why? So, there you go. Okay, so, bruh, third time I've copied it. Can you suggest me the base strike, base equip for Super Saiyan 3 Zenkai Pure Goku? I mean, guys, watch this. And I can't believe I'm doing this, because I don't really recommend this for anyone except for beginners. So I don't usually go to this website unless it's for beginners. I only recommend this to beginners because this is only good for beginner players. But click on him. Here's a great equip. Like, even they know what they're doing. Great equip for him. Fantastic. I don't really recommend this as much, but it's not bad. It's not a bad equip. It's actually solid. It's just not the best. There are better equips that you can put. And then as for this one, I, again, don't really recommend it too much, but you can run it. It's just that the base health up is not very necessary to this guy. But if you have, let's say this is the Kaioken, you can just run this. Like, again, I only recommend this website to beginners. Otherwise, I wouldn't use that website. But, like, this is the Kaioken is great. There you go. Anyways, let's take a look at this team real quick. And then I'm going to move on to Twitter and Insta for a bit. And then I'll come back to Discord. All right, let's take a look. We have Ultra Goku at 6, but locked in, so I'm assuming this is getting buffed up. We've got Nameku. We've got Synergy. Synergy-wise, it is solid. Synergy-wise, I would definitely say it is at least a 7. It has the Synergy, but now it's going to go downhill because of a lot of things. In terms of power, I know that the Ultra Goku is supposed to be fully soul boosted, but it's not. I have to acknowledge that. Then we have 2 units that are not even Zenkai'd. That should be Zenkai'd. I know that they're working on that. I get that, but I have to also evaluate it based upon what I see it as of right now. And as a result, like once you Zenkai both of the Nameku and the Super Saiyan 3 Goku, this score will increase. But for now, power-wise, I think I can't give it more than, let's say, a 7. The purple Goku and the yellow Goku really put in the work. I can see the Super Saiyan 3 or the Super Saiyan being able to, like, bail you out of certain situations, but that's about it. And then the Nameku is an okay, like, if you were to bring Nameku in and then give him the buffs and, you know, be able to be godlike with your blue cards, then in that case, sure. Absolutely, I get it. But otherwise, this team really lacks more than, like, one solid defense with solid strike and such and such. But overall, let's take a look at the equips, just so I can give my final thoughts on Synergy. Equip-wise, this Kaioken, I feel like you should try to farm for that gold slot and then try to work on it from there. I know that sucks because this one has a really bad drop rate in terms of, like, good equip. And then on top of that, it has even worse drop rate in terms of, like, equipment bonus boosting, like if you were to re-equip and re-slot. Now, however, though, if you're doing this equip, don't do anything but golds or reds on your first one, because this one has a decent reroll rate and also a decent drop rate. So I don't see why it should have any A equips at all for this equip. This equip shouldn't be A'd at all. No A's anywhere. As for this equip, I get it. Personally speaking, reroll if you can. Get this a little bit higher. For this, I would normally be okay with this, except for the fact that this is not even awakened. If you're going to have an A level equip for this Nameku, awaken it at the very minimum. Please. And then I'm going to kind of ignore this guy because he's just red eats. He's the health buffer for the team, so I get it. And then as for this... Okay, yeah, no, makes sense. I get it. I absolutely get it. All right, overall, it's not bad. Like I said, Team Synergy, it's just struggling because of... like I said, I give it a 7. For Team Power, like I said, it's just struggling in some aspects, so 7. And then for Team Comp, though, for Team Comp, you really just have everything. You could say Angel Vegeta's better, but again, at the same time, you could also just say you want the damage and you like the cover change more, and that's okay. For Team Comp, everything is there. It just needs the Zenkai, and that I'm not going to punish here, so I would give it a 9. So good job. All right, let's go to this one. So Saf 1, let's take a look. Let's take a look at this. All right, so for Safwan, let's take a look. We've got a Zenkai 7 hybrid Gohan, Gotenks, Trunks, Goten, and Gohan. Cool. Let's see. We have a red, solid red. Nice. Gotenks, he's solid. Nice. Just get him to 14 stars the next time his event comes out. For this red Trunks, personally speaking, if you're going to have him as your bench buffer, he still needs to be Zenkai 7. The more that he's buffing your Gohan, the better your Gohan will perform. So, keep that in mind. Your purple... Do you even need a purple, honestly? I mean, you can. Yeah, you can. Goten is fantastic. And then this Gohan is also really good. So, if you're going to do this, specifically... Okay, so Team Synergy-wise, Synergy is great, but I do feel the need to say that you could be running, let's say, instead of the Ultimate Gohan, you could be running the Zenkai 7 Trunks. And then, as for your purple, it could be that Super Saiyan 2 Zenkai 7 Gohan. That could also be better. Because, unfortunately, even though that Trunks acts as a support while also being, I believe he was either melee or defense, His problems, it just comes from the fact that he doesn't really do much until after he transforms, and even once he transforms, he can struggle at times. He really can. Equip-wise, though, it's great. I love your equips. One thing I could definitely say is that you could potentially, like, upgrade this equip, like, make it, awakened, and then as for this equip, I'm struggling to see the movies. So this equip makes me wonder. Okay, but in terms of power, power is there, it's a 9. Power, it has a lot of power backing it. And then in terms of, composition, like I said, there's a lot of things that you could do change, so I would give it, it actually has, like, the majority of units necessary to play, so I would say 8. Good job. This is my main now. I have seen this. I've already rated this. Yeah, I've rated this already. So I remember this being 5. Yeah, 6, 4, 4, 6, 8. Yes, I've rated that. Okay, George, let's take a look at your team. All right, we got Sun Fam. Let's do it. All right, so George has got his Zenkai 7 Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. Okay, Nameku. We have Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Nice. We have 7-star Goku. Nice. We have 6-star. Okay. And then we have Kaioken. Let's take a look. We have Awakened S. ZZ. Nice. Awakened A. Z plus Z. Nice. This equip right here is wasted on him. I wouldn't put this equip. I'd find a different equip. Mainly because he does not have any way to health restore. The health restoration is just not necessary. And you're wasting an entire slot on this guy who does not heal himself. So that's something that you could do to change that. Nice. 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 In terms of ability bonus and synergy, I'm still only going to give it a 9. There are some there's like one equip that is kind of wasted and really hurts the overall team. Not by much, but just enough that I can't give it perfect scores. In terms of power, power is there, it's a 10. And then in terms of composition, I would give it honestly deserves a 10 despite not having the Zenkai Super Saiyan 3 Goku, just because he's such a solid unit that it actually doesn't really matter. I see a lot of people actually going top like 100 with this unit. And when I say a lot, not too many, but just enough that it totally validates this unit's inclusion. And I totally get it. It's just that obviously the Super Saiyan 3 Zenkai Goku is better, but you know, you can't always choose what you want. So, and if this person has it, then George, you should use it. Overall, good unit. Good unit. No problem. All right, main team, let's take a look. God power. Let's do this. All right, we have blue, yellow, green, blue, purple. Okay. Yeah. Okay. It does not have a red, but to be fair, it doesn't really need a red. God Key can get away without it because they're that solid. So I can already see that the main team that I would see, usually what I would pick if I'm playing this team would be this dude, him and him, her, or alternatively him, her and him, or alternatively him, her and him. Like there's so many different variations you can do with this, just with this alone. If we're taking a look at synergy, I wouldn't give this more than a 7. We have some issues. Like I actually have some major issues with this. Personally, in the fact of there's some equips that could be awakened. There's also some equips that could be better. And there's also one unit that just doesn't make sense on the team, period, which is this guy. This dude right here. I get he's there for the buffs, but it makes me wonder if you could just go health buffs with the God Coup. Health plus extra crits. Feel me? So, like, there's just some things I wonder with this. Also, I've noticed that even though this is very blast-oriented, I have myself wondering why there are some strike-based equips on here. Because this is very blast-oriented. Like, actually, this is exceptionally blast-oriented. And another thing is that this equip is being buffed against hybrids at the max, or almost at the max, whereas the rest, which are more relevant, are not. And that baffles me a little. Like, I get that that's an A with a red slot, but the red slot would be better served in the front. Don't worry, I will see everything if it's there. Let's see. But overall, like, I could give this a 7 for synergy. For combat power, it can be an 8. It has combat power. There's no way in hell it doesn't, considering Champa's there and the Zenkai 7 Goku is there. In terms of team composition, it's actually very solid. I could give it an 8 as well. Like, it's surprising that even though there are some, like, there's a duplicate unit, technically speaking, it's so, like, God Key is in such a good state right now that even a team like this is just well composed, despite the Vegeta being there. So, yeah, good job. All right, this is a lot of teams. So let's take a look at just these two teams, and we'll work through it from there. Vegeta fam, let's take a look. Vegeta fam, ability bonus, boom, 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 boom. Why are we not running the red coat Vegeta? I know that the Trunks is there, but I'm just looking at this like right now, and I'm saying to myself, Rage Trunks serves less of a purpose than the coat Vegeta. Like, if you run the coat Vegeta specifically, you're letting this team like prosper a little bit more just by having a health buff. Another thing that I'm having an issue with. Yeah, actually, that's like my only issue. Because you run. Okay, so let me make this very clear. If you are running this Trunks and Mai, then in that case you are very strike oriented. If you are very strike oriented, Majin Vegeta is the way to go. But if you are choosing to be more blast oriented because you're running this Trunks, then the coat Vegeta makes more sense as your red. Even more so, this Vegeta, this Angel Vegeta, is so, like, properly balanced that you don't need Rage Trunks. A 2-star Angel Vegeta just feels way better than an 8-star Rage Trunks. It's actually insane. And I think the reason for it is really just because Rage Trunks himself struggles to do damage properly. You didn't get it to 6-star or above? No, Royale, what are you doing? Okay, when he comes back, buff him to 14. But for now, like, I'm gonna have to dock points just because there's a mess. You have blast orientation, and then you have strike for some reason, and this is a mess up. You're messing stuff up a lot, and even the equips indicate a mess up because you have blast orientation, right? But then you also have like some strike and blast, and then you're just there's so much going on here. Plus, you have this cell equip, and I don't understand its inclusion. Like, these equips look great until you really dig into under the surface and realize, wait a second, there is no focus. So in terms of synergy, I'm gonna have to dock you and put you at a 6. In terms of power, I have to give it like a 7 because although you do have power, the constant back and forth between your strike and blast is really killing the vibe, and not just by the equips, by the global Z abilities, by just how your team composition has been built. And by proxy, your team composition can't get more than a 6 or a 7 because you have some blast orientation and then all of a sudden you have some strike. And I'm just like, if you just make a focus, you can have like 1 or 2 strikes, but don't make it 3 and 3. That really hurts. Because in that case, you're really forcing yourself to specifically divide it between, do I want to do a blast-focused team for this round or a strike-oriented only? But even then, you're still splitting your overall damage potential at that point. So there's just a lot of problems here. But it's a good team. Like, Vegeta family is a fantastic team. You just need to get... If you just had that red coat Vegeta, things could have been so much better. Really could have. All right, let's take a look at movies. And then for movies. Movies. Okay, we have a red. Purple. All right, this movie team is actually really good, though. Good job on the movies. Really good job on the movies, actually, in fact. Let's take a look. For team synergy, I would give it a 7. The only reason why I'm only giving it a 7 is because you have some equips that could be awakened. On top of that, you could have had, you know, this guy at Zenkai 7 and fully... like, everything. He was free. Royale, what are you doing? And then, but Turles is great. Good job. He's not the ideal yellow, but he is a great substitute yellow, so good job on that. And then as for movies, Cooler's fine. Like, is there a better purple for movies? I'm sure there is, but I can't think of one right now. So I know that Cooler as a purple is fine. It's just not necessarily probably the best. So yeah. Overall though, for synergy, did I give it a 7? Yeah, I think I'd still give it a 7. Yeah. For power though, it's a 9. It has power backing it. This could definitely do some serious damage to the opponent. I like it. The only thing its weak link realistically is it's purple. So that's it. But luckily for everyone, purple isn't exactly the most mandatory color in the entire game at this point. So yeah, you're gonna be fine. You'll be fine. And then as for team composition, I feel like this is where I kind of have to like look at like movie-based units and see what other purples they have so I can just remind myself like what purples we could be running instead. Sagas. I wonder how surprised I'll be. We'll see. Oh yeah, you could run the Borley. Yeah, that would help a lot. All right, I'll give team comp an 8. That Borley could help a lot. But otherwise, and the DKP would help. But otherwise, the team is, like, really just there, so good job. Alright, you know it's bad. Don't mind the silver equip? Okay, that's fine. Alright, let's take a look at Regen. Alrighty. Ugh. Okay. Makes sense, makes sense, makes sense. Alright, blast focus. Fair. Okay. Strike orient. Okay. Yeah, this is fair. This makes sense so far. Okay, so we're looking for a little bit more blast heavy. Got it. Which makes sense in regards to, like, her and him even. Just he is struggling, but I guess this is just to have a yellow. Okay. Alright, I get what you're saying by the silver's not good. Yeah, okay. And then, yeah, okay. Here's a couple of quick tips. Awaken this. There's no need not to. Reroll for this. It's better to at least have one gold slot and then still have it be A than to have no gold slots and then have this be randomized. Also, I hope that you're doing all strike here and not any base defense stuff, because it's not worth having base defense with this equip. And then this is fine, but realistically, if you could re-roll for like a gold slot here and then maybe another gold slot in the middle, that would be ideal, because this equip could really actually benefit Cell. Wow, the first time I get to talk about this equip in a long time and it not be me in anger. Yeah, get rid of this equip for something, anything else. This is a good equip. These are good equips for these units. Actually, not for this unit, though. No. This unit, it kind of wastes it on her. And then awaken this if I haven't already said that. So for her, I would probably find a different equip. This makes sense. This makes sense because you have an alt and a special. All right. Overall, like synergy-wise, I would say there's a lot to be... There can be some things to be desired. I would have to give it maybe... Let me be real with you. I have to be a 6. I think the problem with it is that even though there's a lot, it's like a solid A and everything, the ability bonus could easily be pushed to the 2000s to give you that 7. So I will dock points because I'm feeling extra mean today. For team power, though, I can easily give you, let's see, you got Omega at 8. He does a lot of damage. Cell at 6. He does a lot of damage. Okay, Zenkai, 7, 21. She does lots of damage, even if she's 8 stars, although 9 stars would be ideal. 2-star, 21, she still does great damage. You're really, the one that's holding you back is really just the yellow Cell, and the purple, I feel like, is more of a buffer than actually a playmaker. Power, I'll give it a 7. And then for team comp, there's a lot to be desired here. I think I'll give it a 7 on the basis that it has all the vital units necessary. When I say the vital units, I'm looking at like things that can be double buff or Omega, which can definitely mess up 18 when the opponent wants to bring in 18. So this is a great unit. There's a lot that can be done with this team. I think what I would definitely say is that if you had DKP, that would definitely push this over the edge. Actually, both versions of DKP. So purple and yellow. Yeah. If you just did those, just change the Cell and the 21 evil, this team would be so much better. Just 100% better. So, but no, overall, like, not a bad team. Solid. Keep working on it. Bye-bye, Daniel Medina. This person was not very patient, were they? Daniel literally just, like, said, "Hello, you there? Should I leave? Hello? Okay, see ya. Well then, bye." Christopher, hello, how you doing? My face does reek disappointment. I'm looking at this and I'm, um Royale, yes. 21 can cover change in RR, yes. How do I put this in a nice way? What is this team? Where am I? And is this 2018 when the game first launched? So, okay, jokes aside, this is clearly, to me, a new player. I can tell right away this is a new player. So, um, let's see. What can I say about this? Honestly, this really feels like this person just started like yesterday or a couple of days ago. It really does feel like that, and I can definitely say one thing. Look at your Z abilities. So if you're watching this, whether right now or as a replay, like through my live and you're looking for your team, I hope you get to this point and don't look at my face of disappointment and go, "Oh no, he's going to roast me." Not here to roast you. Um get your uh, look at the Z abilities, check your tags of your characters. So when I say tags, when you go into your details, so you're going to want to click on your character, say show details. You want to first go down to the bottom. It will show you your tags. Read the tags carefully. Then you go to the third option in the same menu. Okay, so don't leave out of show details. So once you're already in there, go to the third option. Find Z ability in your third section. Click on that. See what your unit is buffing. It will buff its own tag and anyone else. So for example, if you're using the Super Saiyan Blue Goku, find its Z ability. He will say he's buffing God Key as his Z ability. Find other God Key units and buff those. Whereas if you're running, let's say, Bardock, he will be buffing Super Saiyans, so you want to find Super Saiyans to buff. So, for example, this Bardock would be buffing him, okay? And this Goku would be buffing him, and vice versa. So what you really want to do is you want to pick a team that all have the same tags usually, and also Z abilities, because that will better make your team. I know if you're just starting out, it's a little overwhelming, but just keep at it and keep up the good work, okay? So don't give up. And that would be my suggestion for you. I don't want to rate this beyond that just because this obviously is a very beginner's team and it clearly shows. All right, let's move on. Let's take a look at this thing. All right. God Key. All right, so this looks like it's a mixture, which is interesting. Okay. But the nice thing is it looks like it wants to be blast focused, and this person is actually putting the effort to make it blast focused. So guys, like when we're talking about a new player's team, don't say it's a bad team because I think the person already knows that. There's no need to say it. Uh, at that point, instead of just saying it's a bad team, always talk about what they can do to improve it. If you notice, my tone of voice changed when it came to that team specifically because it's clear to me that person's new. And the last thing you need to be saying in the chat right now, because they will see the chat when you are when they're replaying this, is that they're gonna see you guys saying it's a bad team. It's gonna be there, right? And instead of that, you guys could just be saying about things that they could be improving, just like I did, right? Because a lot of players can feel overwhelmed when it's a new game, and a lot of players can really take things personally, and you gotta think about that when you say things. All right, take care, legendary player. Have a great day. So yeah, like think about it this way: if you want players to be more vocal in this community, instead of calling their teams trash, just let them know what they can do to improve. Anyways, let's take a look at this team. Like, I get what you guys are saying. I don't think you guys are trying to be malicious, but I am trying to say that we do need to be a little bit more mindful about our words. Because there's a difference between just saying, like, let's say your team is bad versus your team is bad, but here's what you could do to improve. There's a difference between being critical and just being flat out rude, right? If you're going to be critical, then yeah, you can start off with, listen, your team is bad, but here's what you could do to improve it. Versus just like it's like with anything. In YouTube, I love it when someone comes up to me and tells me, "I hate your videos." Okay? But why? Could you elaborate? Because if people are willing to elaborate, then criticism makes sense. But if they just say it's just because it's bad, then in that case, I just chalk it up to them being really dumb, right? Because what else can I assume other than they just don't like my content because of me? And at that point, then their opinions don't matter because they're just opinions with no factual basis, right? It's the same thing. The same thing with teams. Why is the team bad? You have to elaborate. Always. Elaboration is key. Anyways, let's move on. I've dabbled too much in the other one. All right, so we have God Key. It looks like it has some strike orientation, but it looks like this person really wanted to focus on blast only. In terms of ability bonus and synergy, I will give it an 8. The only reason why 8 is where I'm kind of sitting at is just because this equip, although good, isn't 100% good, and it does kind of die out after the first 20 seconds. That can hurt the team. Also, on top of that, this would have been nice if this were S at the very minimum. But this is definitely very blast-oriented. I do appreciate that, although this could be awakened, so there's also that. And then in regards to power, it has a solid 9. I see it doing a lot. For composition, I would give this an 8 as well. I get what this is going for. I just feel like maybe one of these two could have been swapped with like a health buff and a crit through the God Coup. That's all. But I also see the relevancy in a ladder-based format where you can just kind of swap in and out between a little bit more strike orientation versus blast orientation, depending on the opponent. So I get it. I just find that on the ladder, sometimes still having a more specific focus is better than kind of dabbling in everything. But overall, not bad. Okay, let me just refresh this. Let me see if there's anything else that I'm getting in in Instagram. Because I feel like I should be getting more stuff in Instagram. And also now Insta is just like dying. Exactly, damn. You got it. Constructive criticism versus like just, okay, here we go. We got requests. I got requests and I see it. Okay, let me just pull this over here. Oh, whoa, what the frig? Okay, there we go. Let me just see. Accept. General. I need to just get the other ones in there. Okay. Okay. Just wanted to make sure that none of them were troll-based. Because we got that out of the way. That's fine. You could focus on Zenkai Awakening the Super and try to build the God Key. Yep. All right, let's take a look. So we got Ket-An. Okay, we got Super Saiyans. All right. So it's like a Super Saiyan team. Makes sense. I get it. And then we have gods. Got it. In terms of gods, let's take a look. We have... Okay, so this is very much strike-oriented. Although it has some blast orientation, it is very, very strike-based. And now it makes a lot of sense. For gods, I would give this, in terms of synergy, an 8. I feel like it could be a 9 if we just worked on some of those equips and made them more S-based instead of A. For power, I could give this easily a 9. And for team comp, because we're going for a more strike-oriented team, I can also give it a 9. Solid on that. And then for this one, okay. Synergy-wise, could be better. This one, I'm going to give it a 7. I'm docking points because the equips could be better here. Like, for example, we have this equip, which I wonder its inclusion when you could easily put the Vegeta equip that can do health restoration up, that would be way better. It would help him overall more. This is fine. This could be S. This could have been a gold slot with an S. This could have been at least one gold slot with an A or an S. This is fine, but I would love to re-roll a little bit higher on the other ones. And then this one, why didn't you do the same here? And then, okay, fair enough. It's just your Raditz. In terms of power, though, it has power. It is like an 8. 8 at the very minimum. And then as for team composition, realistically, one thing that you could do that would have been better is if you had the purple Broly, considering the fact that you are doing Super Saiyans. I would have definitely have put him on the team. Probably even more so than this Raditz. But for now, like overall, this is still a solid team. This is a solid unit for Super Saiyans or Saiyans in general. So you can get away with it. So for team comp, I will give it an 8 as well. Good job. Okay, so we did that. I want to get to Lenny. Let's take a look at Lenny's. Okay, so Lenny. You are definitely new to this game. I can definitely see it, at least in regards to what you have. I think my team, AGL, Blue, Goku, STR. Okay. Oh, I can see you have those, whatchamacallit, that Dokkan terminology right here. All right, let's take a look. We have this future, Trunks. All right, so here's what we can, let's talk about, instead of like what ratings I would give, let's talk about improvements. All right, so Rose being on the team is fine. Absolutely fair. The Trunks being on the team is also fine. It's unfortunate that Vegito Blue has not shown up, but this is actually a good substitute for future. So this God Vegeta is not bad. This is an okay yellow, at least for the death buffs, and also because he can be a decent tank. Zamasu is a decent unit to have. The only problem, obviously, is that this Trunks is unfortunately not Zenkai. So one thing is that when his event returns, when it does, you could easily work on him a lot. So Lenny, like overall, not a bad like start. I would definitely say that one thing you want to focus on is make sure that you have all gold equips. This equip is not good. You're going to want to remove it. This equip is not good. You're going to want to remove it. And this equip, you should awaken at the very minimum so it becomes better. And then as for these equips, try to refarm these and get them to at least A. For this one, at least get to A as well. And overall, like, just minor adjustments could improve the overall quality of this team and increase that ability bonus. So yeah, Lenny, this is what I would definitely say. Just work on those and keep at it, because it's clear to me that there's still a lot of work to be done, and you can do it. I won't be too rough, Lenny. You, like, literally, I can see where the improvements need to be done, and I get it. All right, let's take a look at Cam. All right. Okay, we have a green, we have a red, we have a yellow, we have a purple, we have a blue. Solid. Okay, let's take a look at this team real quick. For team synergy, synergy's there. I think the biggest problem with this team is really just you have some equips that don't make sense, like this one. And then overall, like, it's just the stars are really holding it back, because Rival Universe tends to not get as much of ability bonus than other teams, simply because they need to be higher stars for them to really trigger off. So for synergy-wise, I would give this a 7 or a 6. Actually, I'll give it a 6, because I really want to see this gone. I really want to see this gone. This has got to go. You want to get a 7? Remove this, find a different equip. That is gold, and that is better, or at least an awakened equip. Like something. Just anything, please. Like the Plat equip. The Plat equip is great on Caulifla. She would love the UI Plat equip, which is technically for rivals, not even for UI specifically. For team power, I can definitely see this solid with a 7. It has the power backing it. Champa's there, Hit's there, Caulifla's there, Vados is there, Tuppo is there, Bergamo's there, yeah. Yeah, it's solid. And then for team composition, again, I can give it like an 8. It has everything. It has everything it really wants. Hit, I feel like, is actually the main unit that you use, and Caulifla is just there to buff him, so that's totally fine. And change is coming. It's me, Nutshima. Okay, let's take a look. GT. Ah, yes, here we go. All right, so for team synergy, let's... Nutshima. Awaken this equip. What are you doing? Awaken this. Don't be lazy. Awaken equip. Please, do it. This is fine. It's fine. It's fine. Awaken, equip! What you doing? Awaken it. Okay. I'm kidding. I know you probably don't really run GT very much, but still do it. Anyways, I don't care. Just do it. Anyways, but beyond that, I can give it a solid 8. So it's an 8 in terms of synergy. For power, I could say it's a 9. Team comp, it's a 9, 10. Could be anywhere on that scale. Like, right now, technically speaking, Omega's better, but we're gonna get a Zenkai out of the Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, so it makes more sense to have him there. Yeah. No, overall, like, solid team for GT. It's unfortunate that GT itself just struggles by the fact that even though it has now 2 solid units, it still needs more. So, yeah, we're getting there. GT, you are going to be a big thing soon. Listen, an Awaken S of S, no, an Awaken A of this is still better than an S. So, do it. Jesus, a fricked freck. Okay. Okay. All right, let's go over this very quickly. Problem here. Problem here. Problem here. For synergy wise, I'll give it an 8 though. 8 or no, I'm actually gonna give it a 7. You are really relying right now on your Z abilities to carry you through, which is fine. You can do that, but your equips will hold you back. And they are clearly holding back. Even on like someone that you're not necessarily using and just using for a buff here and for the full buffs, please, please, please work on these equips. Like specifically at least this one. Please do it. Don't let this be a B. And in regards to power is fine. It's 9. And then in terms, but I do want to stress that this is a strike-oriented unit, and maybe you should just consider doing blast, therefore, not even having a red. And then as for composition, I would say that this is about an 8. It's a little bit of a mess just because you have a strike-oriented unit in a very, very blast-oriented team, despite the fact that you are trying to push strike on units that really just don't want to be strike, except for maybe this guy. This guy is okay with that, and so is this guy. So just keep that in mind when you're doing something like that. All right, let's take a look at the next one. I have seen this, so I'm going to move on. I have seen this team too. Guys, are you guys sending this to me everywhere? I feel like I'm seeing this from everywhere. Okay, so let's take a look. Girls. Team-wise, it's great. I just don't like the equips. The equips make me very sad. The equips make me very sad. This is literally the meme when you see like all these like powerful equips, but what they really are just like silvers and bronzes, and I'm just like, bruh. Ability bonus, I can give it a 7. Synergy bonus, I can still give it a 7. I just feel like there's so many things that could have been done way better with this. These equips are making me sad. Like, you could awaken these at the very minimum. So sad. I'm just sad. I really want these to be better. What's that? Okay. Okay. Oh, sync. Good job. This is much better than last time. Good job. Okay. Like, what is up with this equip? Why? Well, there's no shallot. There's no shallot. Get rid of the equip. Actually, I'm changing my score. It's 6. You're getting a 6 for synergy. Stop doing this. Stop hurting me. Please. Oh. Why? 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 For power, 18 is there. They're all there. This is a good team overall. This is a solid team. For power, I can give it a 9. And then for composition, I could also give this a 9 or a 10. It's right there. It's solid. It's fantastic. Just please do the equips. Please. Thank you. All right, let's take a look at oh, no. Okay. Let's go over the good stuff first. Composition-wise, is it a good team comp? Yes, it's a solid team comp. I could easily give this like a 9. Minimum. Even though Buhan is there, it's a good substitute if you do not have the DKP. So, fine. Or the Android 21 Evil. Fine. I can totally get behind it. For team power, it's good. It has a 9. It's a solid 9 backing it. Even though there's only DKP level 1, in terms of Zenkai, it's still fine. It just has a lot of damage. It's just well balanced. Where the problem lies is, again, its equips. You have double equips where they just don't make sense because you don't have Shallot on your team. You're really just killing your units. On top of that, you have a whole bunch of silver equips that really need to go, or at least get awakened at the very minimum. Like, you've got 3 equips that can be awakened and just do a lot better already. So, like, realistically, gold equips are a good idea. And, yeah. I'm going to give it a 6 for synergy, just because you have Shallot equips. And too many non-awakened silver equips. Okay. Do it. Okay, Moise. Let's take a look at this real quick. Desk right now. Okay, 1 second. All right, guys. All right. Let's go over this real quickly. Okay. Let's be real quick. Okay. Let's talk about this real quick. See those Shallot equips? You see those Shallot equips? I don't like Shallot equips when there is no Shallot on the team. There is no Shallot on the team. And yet, there are Shallot equips, specifically, that buff the units if Shallot is on the team. So I have these S tier equips that do virtually nothing. And I'm sad. I'm really sad right now because I'm just like, I want to give this team such good scores, and I can't. So, for ability bonus, 6. You can't get higher than a 6 because you have a Shallot equip. 2, in fact. Ow. All right. For team power, I'm docking points because I see Shallot, and yikes. You're gonna get a 7. And then in terms of composition wise, it's like literally 9. It's so good. Ow. I'm so sorry. Please remove the Shallot equip. For the love of everything. If you care about my feelings, just remove the Shallot equip. Okay, so one person for April Fools, please make an entire team with just Shallot equips. Thank you. All right, this is great. Okay, well let's do the next thing. All right, let's take a look. All right, so we got. What do you think about is Zenkai 7ing? I got 12. I'm saving for anniversary. All right. Here's what I would say. If you're looking for anniversary, then I would not Zenkai this Gogeta. Reason for it is if you are interested in potentially like saving for Annie, at this point, don't do Zenkais, don't do anything, just save for Annie. So what I would say is I would accept this and I would just say definitely save for Annie if that is the goal. Go Super Gogeta Zenkai will return again. There we go. And then overall, if I take a look at these teams, just blue-purple, I mean, this is a solid team. This is actually pretty good. I would give this for ability bonus, so synergy 7, power, this is 8, and then for composition, I would give this an 8 as well. There are some units that could be better, like the Super Saiyan 3 Goku, but otherwise this is not bad. So like they could have easily put this unit in this team, realistically, and it would have been way better. And then as for this team, please Zenka SV, and then we have, okay, 1, 2, 3. It looks like this team is really playing off of, like, the concept of buffing each one, roughly, give or take. So what I would say is, for synergy-wise, 8. 8 is there. For power, that's where I'm gonna have to dock some points. It looks like more like a 7. Your issue really is that it's kind of a mess. It's not bad. It's just a mess. So I'm looking at defenses too, not just offense when I think of power. So yeah, you don't have the defense as much as you have offense. That could be a problem. And then as for composition-wise, I'm also going to put it at 7. It confuses me. There are some things that are just not making sense to me, and that can really hurt the team. Anyways, let me go back to now on this side, because I think it's time that we actually talk about this stuff. So I saw this. Feel like I've seen this, but I'm gonna open it up anyways, and then I'll decide. Okay, I'm gonna skip Aiden's right now because I really want to go through other ones too. Did we do this? Yes, we did do this. I'll open this one. It's fine. Go through some more. Not finished yet. All right. What I would say is, okay, let's take a look. I'll take a look at it, but I'm not gonna like rate it. Matt Striker. Let's open it up. Perfect. Let's take a look. So for this God Key team, let's take a look real quick. Hello, DBL Ultra. How you doing? Oh my god. Oh, Zilt got attacked by Nightbot. All right, let's take a look at God Key real quick. So what do we have here for God Key? We've got, okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, cool. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have everything necessary. Everything else is just buffed. The only thing that makes not as much sense is the Vegito Blue, but I guess you could say you're buffing him if you want to use him over the Goku, but the Goku is just arguably better. Remove this equip. So for ability bonus, synergy-wise, I'd give this a 6. Your problem, realistically, is that you have a bad equip. You could awaken some equips. This is a bad equip. You don't run this equip on these teams, specifically. For the, whatchamacallit, the, power. Power, it's there. You can give it an 8. It's solid. Another thing I would definitely say is that this equip could be used on Champa, but it begs the question since this is all blast-oriented anyways. But that's going back to synergy, so yeah, for 8 power, because Champa at 2 stars or at 3 stars or at any stars, he's a monster. So yeah, Champa's good. Stan Champa, thank you. And then as for composition-wise, again, I could give it an 8. Despite having like 2 units that are questionable at times, at least this guy buffs the team, and then this guy I think also buffs God Key at 2 stars. So, and even if he doesn't, I mean, realistically, I wanted him gone anyways, so not bad. McDonald's Wi-Fi. Okay, so we got Vegeta fam. We got strike orientation through him, but he can also be blast. I can see that this is good as long as you're running him with any of these 2. Actually, no, it has to be, if it's Saiyan, no, it has to be him. It has to be him. You have to run the green. So if you're ever running this dude right here, make sure it's with this guy. He won't trigger it. He's a hybrid. He's a hybrid. It needs to be Saiyan and Extreme. He does not fulfill the requirement at all. So if you're running these guys with these equips, you can't run these 3 on the same team ever. Otherwise, you are killing your team. So if you're running him and him, he comes on the team. If you're running him and him, he comes on the team. If you run him and him, he comes on the team. If you run him and him, he comes on the team. And then as for this Ray Trunks, I would just not run him. In fact, actually, maybe I'd find a better unit that can buff more relevant stats for them. And that's it. In terms of like a synergy, I can give it a 7 as long as you're not screwing up your positioning with this unit. If you are doing power, as long as you're not screwing it up, I can give it an 8. And then if you are not screwing up the positioning for team comp, I can also give this an 8. And then, should I put 2-star Gogeta Blue or keep Champa? Champa, obviously. Monica, Champa, 100%. Champa's Just keep Champa. Just keep Champa. Keep Champa. 100% keep Champa. All right, so I think this is the one that I'm supposed to take it easy on. Not finished yet. All right, cool. Okay, so we're going to really just look at is the basis here. This looks like it's Saiyans or Super Saiyans. I think it's trying to be Saiyans. So we're going to say Saiyans. It definitely has Super Saiyan vibes, but it definitely could be Saiyan. So yeah, obviously Zenkai that. Get him to 7 stars. Zenkai him. Let's see. Zenkai him. Zenkai him. Then everything else. Okay, so what I would definitely suggest is that if you're running these these 4, sorry, you don't need him. He can drop. He can stay, but I would personally drop him for other units like Raditz, or alternatively, like the Ultra Goku or Gogeta. The Zenkai 7 one, I mean. There's like so many things you could do with these last 2 slots. So either health buffs or just overall stat buffs that are more relevant than at 2 stars, or this one that just buffs yellows. So yeah. But otherwise, okay, it's a solid start. Like, keep at it. I know it's going to be a long grind. Just keep at it, okay? And then Regen Beast. Ah, beautiful. Okay, I'm already seeing a Blast Focus. Good. Good, good, good. All right, let's take a look at this. I don't even have to look at the ability bonus, do I? No, I don't. All right, so based upon what I'm seeing here... okay. I accidentally looked at it. Yeah, this is solid. This is actually solid. Good job. I love this. This is great. Like, one nitpick. If I had to be nitpicky, you could awaken this. You seriously could awaken this romantic drive equip. You really could, and make it better. And then as for these equips, this equip is good. Just I hope that the last one doesn't really matter too much, but I hope that if you are having it, it's Sun Fam for the current moment, and then you could reslot it for Vegeta Fam if Vegeta Fam ever takes over. Otherwise, synergy-wise, yeah, I could give it a solid 9. Solid 9, yeah. It could be a 10. I could argue 10, but I'm gonna dock a point because of this. Because I'm gonna be that critical. In terms of power, it's a 10. It has everything. It really has everything. There's no reason for me to not give it a 10 for power. And then as for team composition, it's also a 10. I mean, yeah, you could argue that you could also have DKP, the yellow DKP, but right now I see such blast-orientated, like, units that this person clearly doesn't want to actually, like, for the sake of, like, the actual, like, synergy-wise, keep it that way. Although you could argue that the DKP could buff him and vice versa. So if we were to drop anyone, it's really hard to actually say because everyone is super good in where they are. Like, this is a great unit. This is a great unit. It would be hard to, like, replace with the DKP. So, yeah. Should I get Super 17 to 9 stars next weekly reset or start working on Evil 21 to get our 9 stars at 6 stars right now? Godslayer, I would work on Super 17 to 9 stars, not on Android 21 Evil. Not worth it. Bonjour, Axo. How you doing? But overall, good job. Good job, good job. All right. We got another team. Okay. Grab those ones real quick. And then after that, I'm going to move on to, whatchamacallit, back to Instagram and Twitter. Okay, we got Saiyans here. That's got to be refixed, like, right away. Fine. Realistically, this equip also could go on him because he really likes that type of equip. This is fine, but it struggles a little bit because you don't have Vados to consistently proc this equip. You only have his one time where he uses his recovering of health. Fine, but I just don't like that last slot. Like, in general, like, not that it's green, it's just that the last slot sucks on this equip. And then, like, overall, this is not a bad team. It's hard to like really judge this because it is a Saiyan team, and Saiyans are a little bit more like open to interpretation with how you want to play it. But I would definitely say the lack of Zenkais can really hurt it. So I can't really grade this because this is not Zenkai'd. So what I'm gonna say is keep working at it. You're getting there. Okay. We have 14 star. Okay. 4. Okay. 14. Nice. Nice. So I can see that this person is really focused on regen and powerful opponents. Makes sense. So let's see. This could be awakened, but it's fine. You could work on this more. That would be nice. As in, like, find a red slot or a gold slot at the very minimum, and then work on it from there. Because Jiren could really benefit from that. Otherwise, really good. I give it a 9 synergy. In terms of power, I also give it a 9. I think its defenses are quite low, actually. Your only actual solid defense is this dude right here, and then him for the first time that he takes a hit, or him after a green card is procced. But prior to that, everyone else is kind of a sitting duck, which can be problematic, because we don't look at just power for power, we look at power for also defense. And when your defense is very, very brittle, or there's only a little bit of pseudo defense before it just completely falls apart, like, I could say, yeah, the stars are there, but like Zenkai's at 14 against these guys will do just as much damage, vice versa. So really comes down to how you play, and that's not what we're talking about when we talk about power for analytics. So yeah, this would also be a 9. And then for composition, however, composition-wise, it's very good. I mean, one thing that you could do is have a yellow. Yellow DKP for a powerful opponent. He wouldn't, I think, buff anyone, but he getting buffed by everyone is really solid. And I know that you probably are working on the ability bonus for synergy, but there are some times where it's okay to sacrifice a little bit of synergy for just an overall, like, game changer. And also actual legitimate tank. So there is that to consider. Like, if I were to consider someone to remove, probably him. Because I do like this DKP. He's actually really solid. Especially within this team composition and like, setup. So, yeah, that's what I would say. I could definitely see him, like, replacing him over time. But right now, as it currently is, this is just the better unit over the Rose. For this team specifically. Not bad, though. It's really good. When I say not bad, I mean just really good. And then I believe this is for Josh. Josh did say that he wanted to say work in progress, so go easy, please. Okay, got it. So for God Key, we have okay, so I'm not gonna like rate it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a look what we have here. Good, good, okay, fine. So this is very strike oriented, which makes me wonder if Vados is really necessary, but at the same time, it's not bad to have. So yeah, okay. So what I would definitely say is if you have like God, you don't. Okay, cool. You don't. Got it. All right, so this is a solid start. I would say since you're doing strike orientation, like let's say the Super Blue Gogeta Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta would be maybe more relevant than this Kaioken, but the Kaioken himself buffs the majority very well. So good, actually buffs everyone, I think, very well. Because I think he does God Key and Saiyans. So yeah, no, this is good. Just, keep at it. Soul boost him, soul boost her. Get your equips on. Good job, Josh. All right, let's take a look at some other free-to-play. Cool, cool, cool. I don't really care if you're free-to-play. It doesn't change anything. It just means that you're free-to-play. Okay. Let's see. We got 4-star, 8-star, 5-star, 2-star, 6-star, 8-star. Okay. Let's see. For synergy-wise, get this S. Awaken this, because you have it awakened here. Awaken this. This should be awakened despite it Beer's not being used. Overall, for synergy, I would give it an 8. It has the synergy necessary. I just worry because it definitely looks like it wants to be blast focused, but it's kind of confused in some cases because it got some strike oriented teams. Although I can see that you are trying to put a lot of strike orientation on the team, so but then you're using this one and this one. Interesting. So you're kind of mixing up your equips a little with what your orientation is. So I would definitely make it like I would pick a stat. So since you're trying to do strike focus from what I'm seeing here, maybe make everything strike based. So you're gonna have to slowly work. So you can keep the equips where they are, but as you start to work on other equips and you see that your other equips are starting to get better because you're starting to really focus on something, then in that case, yeah, focus on that, put it in. Alternatively, if you're not running him, then yeah, you could run him and he could be your strike-oriented unit for your blue. So like these three. But in that case, if you're doing that, Yeah, actually, this is fine. If you awaken that, yeah, you could actually run him, and her instead of him, and just have him for the buffs for him, and that would make a strike-oriented team. That could actually work really well. But at that point, you could argue that maybe you want to run this equip onto him, specifically him, instead of this equip. You know, something food for thought, because his blue card will get buffed by his strike values. So if you have this equip on him, and you don't have to buff then blast or blue, you could just buff strike, and that would also increase his overall like clap value, where he just goes clap yeet. You could do that. So overall, synergy wise, I can give it an 8. I think I'm comfortable doing that. In terms of the power, I would give it an 8 as well. I feel like there's some things that you could do better, obviously. Like this one could at least be 7 stars and Zenkai 1. I don't know. Otherwise, he kind of just sits there being a buffer for Blast, and that's confusing considering it looks like this team wants to be heavily strike. This is fine as it is. And then as for team comp, once again, like if you're going to be strike focused, like if you wanted to be blast focused, then this would have been better as Champa, right? And then in that case, he would be questionable on the team, but he could also be good at defense, and he could be really changed to a blast-oriented unit, so it doesn't really matter. But at that point, you need this guy to be Zenkai. Well, actually, you don't. You just need him to be 6 stars, but it's nice to have Zenkai because of the Vados. Yeah. So, yeah, overall, it's a good team. It's a solid team, Zilt. Good job. Just make sure that you have a focus. I'll accept you. All right, Ladybug, let's take a look. Vegeta fam. God key. So we're gonna do. I'll do. No. I mean, okay, but and then let's take a look. All right, take care, UV. Have a great day. Sorry about that. My oh my, this is a lot of this is a lot to take in. Let's focus in on the I think the what is this? Is this future? God key. But why? No, remove him and put in him if you're gonna All right, so I'm gonna mix and match some things. All right, you have future right here. Okay, you have God key right here. But God key right here looks very strike oriented. So if it's very strike oriented, then remove the Vados, put in the Goku black green in here. Then in that case, remove this Vegeta, put in this Vegeta right in there. You might as well. Champa can stay. Then this team would be much better. Vegeta family is fine, but you have to consider that if you are always running this equip for whatever darn reason you are, then this green Vegeta is forced to come in whenever this red Vegeta comes in, and that's not always ideal. So just keep that in mind whenever you're playing with this, and I'm going to accept you. Zane sent a photo. I'm going to view it. All right, let's take a look. Oh, wait. I think I've seen this photo. Yes, I have. Zane, please. Make sure you are not running double shallot. I've talked about this. Schwix, let's take a look. Okay. Oh my god. I'm cracking my back now really badly. Excuse me. All right, let's talk about this real quick. There's a lack of red. This is a problem. Soul boost these if you're gonna have them on the team. And good farming on these. Just questionable on why it's on Vados. If you're very blast focused, I've noticed, with what you're actually running. And Cauliflaw is not good in this scenario. Lavender is better. You want to remove Cauliflaw for any red unit that you can find that is for top. For this team, Zenkai him. Fine, that's good. So yeah, if you just Zenkai him, you have a much better team. So that's what I would say, Schwix. That would be what I would work on. All right, Wavy, let's take a look, my boy. I feel like I've seen this team many times, my dude. But let's take a look at it anyways. Good. I would actually argue that maybe you could remove this one and go for more health restoration. That would help a lot. Good. Wait, no. No, 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 no. Get rid of this equip. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. No, 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 no. Get rid of this. Why is it here? Get rid of it. No, you're hurting your Goku. Yes, I've talked about this last time. Remove it. Remove it. Remove it. Okay, thank you. That's all. That's all I want to say. The DJB, let's take a look. View. Nice. We've got a Zenkai 14. I mean, not a Zenkai. What am I talking about? A 14-star Zamasu. This looks like it is God Key. 1, 2, 3. All right, so it really looks like it's following like the pseudo regen path. This is a very fun team. I wouldn't call it meta relevant, but I would say it's fun. And then this is movies. Okay, so for movies, this got to be Zenkai. He's good. Yeah, movies is in a rough shape with this team specifically. I would say that for now, this team is not exactly the best, Dan or DJB. And then as for this team is a solid team, but could be better if you had, like, let's say the blue Goku at Zenkai 7. So that would be something to consider, considering you already have a very blast-oriented team with a red Whis for blast orientation. So this is good. Jay, let's take a look at your teams real quick. Okay, let's take a look at this one. Top 6, 7, 6, 8, 9, sorry, 10 and 2. Okay. And then let's take a look at this real quick. We have this looks very solid. Synergy, 8. Power, 9. Composition, 10. It's good. Good job. Actually, composition, I would actually give it a 9. UI Goku is not actually as relevant as anymore because you have hit. You have access to hit now. You also have access to caulifla. Yeah, you don't really need UI. UI is solid. You can still put him on the team, but I like synergy. Synergy is really good. Let's take a look. Yes, already better. Despite this being a B, much better. Good job. Much better. All right, so take a look. Oh, okay. I think I'm about to, after this, I think I'm going to be done for today. Just because, like, I need to take a break. I need to get some work done. And on top of that, like, I'm getting tired out by this. All right, so here's what we're going to do. God Key. Overall, it's solid. My only issue is that this looks like it's very strike-oriented for a blast-oriented team, for the most part. Which kind of confuses me. So, like, guys, I always talk about this, but equips really need to have a focus with your team, especially if your team has a specific focus itself. Overall, it's not a bad team. You can definitely get away with this, but you also have to realize that you are hindering the success of your team when you mess up with overall, like, where its stats are where you're giving it stats. For the Sun Fam team, awaken this. That's fair. Fix this equip. I feel like I've seen this team. Zenkai him, Zenkai him, Zenkai him, Zenkai him. I feel like, do you think I should summon the Super Saiyan 4 banner for a better Sun Fam team? No. You should be working on the Zenkais. Goten's better. For now, at least. Let's see. Fusion Warrior. Okay. Okay. This red Vegito has no relevancy. Remove him. This yeah, I feel like, realistically, your best team is your God Key team. I would run God Key. I really would run God Key. Yeah. And then Safwan. I feel like I've seen this team. Remove this. Remove this. Remove this. Please do not run these equips when you don't have an EX that you're running with the team. Okay, fair enough that you're not awakening these. They're Zed. You love them. I get it. Overall, it's not bad. I just feel like you really got to remove these. Synergy, you're killing it. You're killing it. All right. Like, I feel like I'm like dying. I'm dying here, guys. All right, I'm gonna take a break now. As in, like, I'm gonna call it a day. We will come back next Friday for Rate My Team. If you guys, you know what I might do actually. I might actually start, like, hiring people to help me out with, like, a council of people to rate teams because at this point, there are so many teams. There's one of me, there's a lot of you, and we also have to start limiting like how many teams people can send per person. So yeah, that's definitely gonna have to happen. So I might start doing interviews for people and then have people rate teams so I can see their thought process when it comes to rating. And then yeah, we'll do that. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna say bye-bye for now. If you guys want to see rate my team, you know, it's always coming back this Friday, so I'll see you later. Stay salty out there. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next stream.